What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about if Man of Medan can become the next Until Dawn. It's kind of, this video really is just me discussing and me kind of wanting to just talk about the game Man of Medan, or the Dark Pictures anthology from Supermassive Games, makers, again, of Until Dawn. The release is on August 30th. Now, this is a, kind of an earlier video to be talking about this, and this is in no way a preview, because I do want to preview this game in August, and we will, of course, be covering it quite a lot when this game actually releases. I'm very, very excited for this game, and I've seen a lot of people out there that don't even know or kind of even forgot that this game was coming out and this game is happening. This is obviously the first of a series of smaller-ish games from Supermassive Games, and it's a way for them to be able to tell more horror stories or be able to just do different things, and again, in a smaller way, not really have this really big game, which is kind of interesting because Until Dawn in general was not the longest game in the world. It's only like a 8, 10, 12-hour game max. Obviously, going through it and having different choices that can, you can play it over and over and over again. But for Man of Medan, it's only $30 as well. It's half the price of a normal game. So the question is, I would really prefer an Until Dawn 2. I really want one day an Until Dawn 2 to happen. I don't think Supermassive Games needs to be the one because the IP is owned by Sony. Sony can do whatever they want with that IP. But I'm really, really pumped for Man of Medan. I really think this game can be something special, and it's really an opportunity for them to take things that they learned from Until Dawn. And again, when Until Dawn came out, there was a lot of talk about how Supermassive Games out Quantic Dream, how they did what Quantic Dream has really always tried to do and has had, various, success and failures with it. I think a game like Heavy Rain obviously did the choice in having the branching story arc. It did it very, very well. And then Beyond Two Souls, obviously David Cage went in a lot of different directions and really tried to tell a different kind of story. And, I really actually did kind of like Beyond Two Souls. The first time I played it, I didn't love it, but going back and replaying it, I actually did quite enjoy it. And then even Detroit Become Human, I thought was a really, really solid game that, again, really improved upon it. But this is really exciting because, again, at the time that Until Dawn came out, Supermassive Games definitely did out Quantic Dream. In terms of Beyond Two Souls, I think Heavy Rain is probably, it's tough because I really, really love Heavy Rain. I just actually replayed it last year, but I really love Until Dawn. I think Until Dawn is such a phenomenal game and so self-aware and so smart, but just a really, really good game. I'd honestly put those games kind of even with each other, and I know they're very different in the way of the theme and what they were doing, but those two games are very, very close. But there's been a lot of time that has passed since Until Dawn. That game is at this point pretty old, and when you look at what has happened since then, especially with Quantic Dream, even there's a lot of progress that can be made now. And with Man of Medan, you have to think and you have to hope that any of the lessons that need to be improved upon, or anything that they did that they need to make better, will be better. Now, it's a shorter game, and I do pray that is not going to hurt this game, that when this game comes out, it's not going to be one of those things that's just so filled with potential and such a great idea and such a, all these things are doing so great, but we just want more of it, and it's just not enough. If this game is like a 3-4 hour game, which, to be honest, I feel like it's going to be. I feel like it has. Now, I haven't looked up, so I don't actually know, but if you guys want to say in the comments, go ahead. I don't know if it's been confirmed, what the runtime or where they're aiming for how long this game is going to be. Even though it's only $30, and it is only $30, and that's a great price, and I think, if you're a fan of a horror genre, or you're a fan of these branching storyline games, I think that is a price mixed with what it is, that you almost have to get this game, even if you don't know who Supermassive is, even if you've never played Until Dawn. I feel like that's a great sell, but it's half the price of a normal game, and Until Dawn, again, wasn't the longest game in the world to begin with, so is this game really only a 3 to 4 hour game, and is that worth it? We've had these remasters. This has been really the last couple of years have been these years of remakes and remasters. But we've gotten the Crash games, we've gotten the Spyro games, and these games are only These games are $40 as well. Crash Team Racing is about to come out, I believe, from when this video is about to go up, or even it probably has already gone out. But it's $40, right? And it's not the biggest game in the world, but it's a remake, and it's fully brought back to life for PS4, Xbox One, and and Nintendo Switch even. But we had the Spyro Reignited trilogy, we had Crash Insane trilogy 2 years ago. So we have all these games, and they're not the biggest in the world, and it doesn't take you more than 3-4 hours to beat any one of these games. But there's a collection of these games in there, and still they're only $40. So if Man of Medan comes out, it's $30, but it's like a 3-hour game. Are people going to be satisfied with that? Are we still in the age of The Order 1886, how that was a full price game and that game was like 4 to 5 hours? And, I'm not justifying that. I'm not saying that's good. I didn't mind, in terms of everything that was wrong with The Order, I think runtime wasn't the top 2 on my list, but it definitely was a major problem. And obviously it raised a huge question of like, how much value should you get from these kind of games for how much you're spending? And I do think, however, in general in the gaming industry, I really don't support people's idea of what they should get, because in the way that people are thinking, I really do think these action games or these action adventure games or these 8 to 10 hour story games are going away. I mean, I would gladly pay $60 for Uncharted, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, Uncharted 4. I'd still pay $60 for Uncharted 1, and it was an 8-hour game. No multiplayer, 8-hour game, that's it. That's all you got. And, like, is that bad value? No, I truly don't believe it is. But the way we're getting now with these games that are expected to take up our lives, and open world games that are 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 hours, and live services from Ubisoft and Marvel's Avengers and Square Enix and all of these companies with games that are supposed to last lifetimes and more realistically like 2-3 years, in terms of just that story-driven game, a single-player experience, those games are kind of getting phased out, where it's like, well, is it worth, even if, say this game was 10 hours, is $60 worth 10 hours of gameplay? Like, does that even out when you could then get, say, Persona 5, and you could spend 100 hours for $60? Like, are they the same, or is it worth the same amount? And that's really for the people to judge. I just hope they don't fall under this thing where it's like the game comes out, it's great, but people are complaining that they spent $30 and it's 4 hours. I haven't even decided for myself if 4 hours for $30 is worth it. But to be quite honest, I feel like it is, because this is just one of those games that I do think I'm going to really, really like. And if it's really solid, and let's not forget, again, it's an anthology. It's a collection of these games. They're going to come out, I believe, yearly. So next year we'll have another one. So to be honest, I would actually rather take this than maybe an I want Until Dawn 2. I would take Until Dawn 2 in replacement of this, but I'm okay with Until Dawn 2 being pushed several years away or given to another studio to make, and also have Supermassive be able to give us basically a 3 to 5 hour game that's very different. All of these games are going to be very, very different, and they can deliver them yearly. I think that is I really do think that's a really great idea. It's like an episodic thing, but honestly I feel like better, because you don't have to worry about each episode taking, say, Life is Strange Season 2, taking 4 months to come out. It's very different in that way. So like this one obviously is being taking place on like the ship and all that stuff, but maybe the next one is taking place in like a forest or a haunted mansion or something. I mean, they can literally put you in anywhere they want, and they can be so different and have so many different characters and have so many different scenarios and play with different horror elements that and they've even talked about that, Until Dawn, while amazing, they kind of have, now they've established the world. It's a very specific set of horror. They've kind of locked themselves in to what Until Dawn is. With this Dark Pictures, now they can do whatever they want. Now they can make something one way supernatural, maybe something else is real, maybe there's like a real serial killer, but still make it scary. Like, they can do whatever they want now. So ultimately, buying this game, yeah, it may only be 4 or 5 hours for $30, and that may make people upset, but you're kind of supporting the huge picture, the fact that next summer, hopefully, we'll get another thing, and it'll be another 4 to 5 hours, and it'll be something completely different, and it'll be unique, and it'll be awesome. And then you've basically paid $60 for 2, and they've kind of equaled 1. So I feel like they have a good thing going. I feel like this is a very different kind of thing that we don't see a lot of games doing, so I will support it. And again, like, will this be the next Until Dawn? I feel like it can. I feel like it can be better than Until Dawn with the way that it's going. I just also still want an Until Dawn 2. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about what I said? Again, this is kind of just a general discussion of Man of Medan. Are you looking forward to it? What are you expecting from the game? How long do you think it's going to take? And what do you think the next game from them is going to be? I'm sure we'll be talking about that in early September after we've beaten this, and we'll kind of speculate and say where we believe maybe the next game will be set, and or maybe they'll say it, we can analyze it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell icon. We'll be covering this game when it comes out, so if you guys are interested in this game, make sure you check out our channel. We'll also be giving this game away as well. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video.